after dropping the H-1B visa bomb by raising the visa fee to $100,000 that goes into effect on Sunday, the White House has come out with a clarification. The move had sparked widespread concern among tech companies and foreign workers, especially those from India. But now, the White House has clarified that the fee is a one-time charge that will be applied only on new H-1B applicants, not an annual payment. And importantly, current visa holders re-entering the US will not be affected. White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt confirmed on social media that existing H-1B holders outside the US do not need to pay the new fee to return. In fact, there's also a clause allowing exemptions from the $100,000 fee on a case-by-case basis if the petition is deemed to be in the national interest. The clarification follows initial confusion after Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick suggested the fee could be annual. Several companies, in fact, including Amazon, JP Morgan, Microsoft and Goldman Sachs there, had since advised H-1B employees to limit international travel for now, citing ongoing uncertainty. The executive order was signed by President Donald Trump late Friday, with the administration stating that the move aims to protect American jobs by reducing reliance on lower-paid foreign workers. India had also reacted to the visa hike, with the government saying it is studying the full implications of the measure, with Indian industry already putting out an initial analysis to clarify perceptions around the H-1B program. The officials emphasized that skilled talent mobility has played a key role in technology, innovation and economic growth in both India and the US. India also warned that the move could have humanitarian consequences, disrupting families, and urged US authorities to address these impacts appropriately. The Indian Embassy in the United States also issued an important advisory for Indian nationals in distress. Indian nationals seeking emergency assistance can now call or WhatsApp the dedicated cell number that was given there. For thousands of Indian tech workers and US employers, the full impact of the rule may unfold over the coming weeks, especially during the next H-1B lottery round.
Send talent from India or China to the US, it's their productivity output is far greater than the salary that is being paid. And it is also an arbitrage. In a lot of cases, it's also a cost arbitrage vis-a-vis homegrown talent and with all the privileges and perks that are being provided. So from that perspective, I don't think it will be a large implication for businesses. Even for the Indian ITS company, the implications, as I see it, will be very, very short-term implication. The large companies will find probably a couple of basis point of margins that might come under pressure, but it will be the middle and the smaller companies which will have a large impact. For the global big tech companies, I mean, I don't think it will change the wheels really, so to speak. But again, I want to just step back and say, well, we're all jumping and politicking about economics. But I mean, let's face it, the American growth over the last entire century has come from immigration. The reality is across its sectors, not just Indians, the growth of all expertise has come from immigrations and their policies. So from that perspective, I think they're looking at it far differently. And how is it so different from our supposed or perceived outrage of saying that, hey, we will have reverse brain drain? I mean, if we had the wherewithal to pay for talent and treated them well in India, don't our people be staying back? I mean, that's something that our policymakers also have to think. We have cities which are unlivable, which, I mean, unless we can bring dignity back to living in India in a lot of sense and pay for IP, intellectual property, I don't think this politicizing other countries' conversation would really make any difference.
Yeah, so let's just go back to the history of this regulation, right? This is not a one-off regulation which has come.
Yeah.
If you look at in December, a month before the president took office, there was a big debate in the MAGA base about H-1Bs and a discussion on Indians in general. At that point of time, two of his Doge founders, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, actually came out publicly in support of the H-1B program, saying that it provided tech workers to the US And at that time, right, this was a month before the president took office, he actually supported them. Since then, both gentlemen are out of favor and out of power. I think the noise in the MAGA base about Indians in the US has particularly risen. So we have to view this policy announcement as a very precise surgical strike on Indian technology talent directed towards the big tech companies hiring Indians, and the collateral damage being the outsourcing firms like TCS, Infosys, right? If you read the proclamation carefully, and I just read it today morning, they actually cite examples of 4 technology companies who have laid off thousands of American workers while continuing to file for H-1B petitions. Again, one can guess that these are some of the largest names like Microsoft and Amazon and Apple, maybe. He has also talked very precisely about the fact that the share of technology workers in the H-1B program has gone from 30% in 2003 to over 65, 70% in 2025, and that more than 70% of those visas actually go to India. If you look at the visa processing statistics for last year, nearly 400,000 H-1Bs were processed, which are a combination of fresh issues and renewals, and the share of Indians in that was 70%. So make no mistake, this is not a whimsical policy decision. This has been brewing for some time, and with this, the president is actually addressing his core constituency. So I would not just believe that this will disappear overnight. This is likely to get challenged in court, as some of the other panelists pointed out, because the language of the proclamation is easily muddled. There is no clear justification given which ensures that he has the emergency powers to do this without an act of Congress. So this is likely to go to the courts. But as we've seen with the Supreme Court siding with the administration 100% of the time, I don't expect there to be substantive judicial relief, at least till this administration is on. So I think I empathize with the probably 2 or 3 million Indians, right, who are stuck in the H-1B queue, right, who have to renew their visas every 3 years, right, who now will be advised and has been advised by Microsoft and other companies to not leave the country for the foreseeable future. It creates a lot of uncertainty.